Welcome to the BCFC's 2024 segment called In the Zone. I'm joined tonight by Tyler McLaren, president of the BCFC, and Colton Meikle of the Kamloops Broncos. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Appreciate
it. Colton, we're going to get right into this. You've had a pretty impressive career with the Kamloops Broncos over the past couple seasons, including being named two-time BCFC All-Star and two-time second-team CJFL All-Star. All-Canadian, my apologies. Last season, you racked up 39 receptions, 598 yards, and 7 touchdowns. What do you attribute your success to during your time with the Broncos?
I think it was just all like the family aspect to it. We all got along real well in the locker room, and then we all pushed each other harder. So then that kind of contributed to the entire offense starting to move, and then just kind of got the ball towards me especially, and wouldn't be able to get the amount of yards without the other receivers blocking. So it's a whole team game in that aspect, because it's couldn't do it without them. So it definitely comes from the entire offense.
Last year you attended eCamp. We're gonna dive into eCamp a little bit deeper this time around, but last year you attended eCamp, and it's been noted that you've shown a significant improvement since then. Could you tell us a little bit about how attending eCamp has helped shape your game through the last season and in preparation for this year, and where specifically you've seen your improvement?
So with last year's eCamp, it kind of gave me a baseline. So then I saw where I needed to improve, and it was definitely in the speed aspect. I wasn't as fast as I should have been, so then that's what I was training mostly, as well as getting bigger and faster. And then it kind of just progressed throughout the season. And then definitely this year's off season was definitely a bigger push. So then now I've improved in most categories, and it's been great. So I'm looking forward to the season and see how it goes.
Tyler, can you give us a bit more of an in-depth idea of what players can expect when they do get the call, when they do attend eCamp, and what does that do for their career path when it comes to football?
Well, the nice thing about eCamp is it allows guys, like Colton said, to see where they're at. So for players that aren't ready to make the jump necessarily from our league to the CFL, and it's quite a large jump, there's opportunities to show where you need to work on, show where you need growth, show where you need to get better, and then apply it to when you come back and play junior football. It's also a good opportunity to, when guys come to these eCamps, if they do decide to move on and go to U Sports, to get a taste of what it's like when you're under that pressure of having CFL scouts and managers and coaches watch your every move and evaluate you. So it allows players to have an opportunity to get that experience, to see what it's all about. And then hopefully if they come back in their second or third year, they can make the improvements like Colton did to where they're in an opportunity now to further on their process and where they're going and what they're doing. So there's many different aspects of why eCamp can be a benefit to a player, regardless of where their age, but it can lead to some good things, both short-term and long-term.
Awesome. Colton, you stand what, 6'4"?
Yeah, 6'4", 220.
6'4", 220, and you were clocked with a 4.76 40 yard. Has that improved at all?
Since this year, I'm not too sure what it'd be like, but it's definitely, I'm hoping it'll drop a bit from this year for next year.
How would you classify yourself among receivers in the BCFC? Is your game based on strength? Is it agility? Is it speed, or is it a combination of the above?
It's definitely a combination, but my size definitely helps. It just gives me the step up for my size compared to most of the other guys in the league, but it's definitely a mix of all. And yeah.
6'4", 220. Who would you compare yourself to if you took your game and put it side by side next to a pro player, who would you put yourself next to?
I don't know, probably looking towards like in the NFL, like a DK Metcalf almost with
That's kind of what I was thinking.
exactly. Yeah, one of the bigger receivers and still definitely makes it work.
A little tougher to chase down, a little tougher to take down. You've got a really terrific football IQ. When it comes to your vision downfield as a receiver and what you look for from defenders to gain that extra step, would you say that playing the other side of the ball as a rush end at certain points in your career played into having that defensive knowledge, or is this attributed just to, simply just to great coaching?
I think it's definitely helped a little bit. Like with being a defensive end, I don't see like I didn't see any of the secondary like that, and I wasn't guarding any receivers, so it didn't really in that aspect. But like it definitely learned from both, and but definitely coaching has helped drastically. That's the main point in that.
Now, as a born and raised Kamloops player, how does it feel that you are about to attend your first pro camp in your hometown?
I'm really excited. It'll be a great experience. That's for sure. Like having family be out, they'll probably come watch. So then it'll just be a cool experience. Definitely grew up on that field, and it'll be cool to just take that next step and be playing with the big guys.
Did you ever go and watch Lions camp while you were, while living in Kamloops? I mean, they've been up there quite a few times over the years. Have you ever gone to Lions training camp, just sat there as a fan and watched?
I did, yeah. When I was a kid, I used to go to Fan Fest all the time, like every year, and then it was pretty cool. We were looking at pictures a couple days ago, and there was pictures of me getting my shirt signed by some of the guys. So if it all goes well and make it to the Fan Fest, that'll be really cool to see the other side of that.
The fact that you might actually be able to go there and you'll have some other kids walking up to you, get to sign their shirts and, pay it forward. That's pretty awesome. With Lions camp just around the corner, how do you prepare both mentally and physically for such an exciting step in your football career?
I think physically is just more like just staying healthy and staying moving without hurting anything. So in that way, but mentally, it's just kind of getting over the fact that you're playing with like against professional players and guys that have come from like Division 1 colleges in the States. Just seeing how well that'll match up, and then also with the playbook, that'll be a big step. So I'm just looking forward to learning from the big guys and kind of working from there.
Do you feel any sort of internal intimidation at all, or are you pretty comfortable with this whole idea that this is where you're headed?
There's definitely a bit of nerves, but I'm more excited than anything. So I think it kind of cancels most of it out.
That's awesome. Tyler, can you give us a little of a brief overview of the process leading up to rookie camp, including how many players attend, what's next for those who make the cut?
Yeah, so there's so the team is obviously limited on number of players that they can bring to camp. It varies a little bit depending on counters versus non-counters and draft players and juniors. So there is a bit of a variance in how those numbers are. But obviously the rookies will report to camp. I think they will be reporting tomorrow at some point, depending on the field on Wednesday. So then obviously the camp will go for a couple of days, and then the vets will report and be on the field. They'll be on the field together as one group. So that's kind of the process. And for somebody like Colton, I mean, he can watch, and he's going to be working pretty closely with Kieran Passant, who was with the West Shore Rebels last year. He's now a signed player, so he's graduated from our league, but there's a person that obviously Colton can talk to and be right there, considering they both play the same position as well. That'll help. And even Javon Katoy, who was with the Langley Rams in 2018. So in that receiver room on the Canadian side, for sure, there's three players that have come from our league. So that should help make obviously Colton's transition a little bit more comfortable, that there's players there and guys there to support him that have been in his exact shoes before in years past. So it should be an awesome opportunity, and we've told Colton, just go in there, have fun, learn as much as you can, take the coaching from the players, from the coaches themselves, and then hope to apply it when he comes back to junior in 2024. But it's an excellent learning experience, and shows you where you need to get to on your next step in development.
Now, whether you make the cut or not this season, what are you hoping to take from this the most? Is it going to be training? Is it going to be getting to understand the pro personnel? Like, what is it that you're hoping to get out of this the most?
I think it's just taking in everything that I possibly can. It's learning from the players of how to study for a playbook the most efficient way, or just warming up before games, like that kind of thing, or just the mental state of a pro player and seeing what it's like. A little bit of a just a little bit of a take from that, and then just taking as much in as I possibly can, and then bring it back to the junior league when I get there.
That's awesome. Before we wrap up, could you give us your thoughts on the Broncos for this season? What can we expect to see from Coach V's squad in 2024?
There's a lot of moving parts that are definitely looking positive this year with the new board and everything. They've been moving quite a bit. We've been out in the community more. We were just out at Boogie the Bridge helping out, volunteering. So I think with us being out in the public just brings more attention. So we're hoping for a good season this year, and we've had some new players come in. They're looking great. So I think it'll be an eye opener for sure.
Colton, thank you so much for your time and sharing that insight. We will definitely be cheering you on as you embark on this exciting new chapter. Best of luck. Relax. Take it one step at a time. Rookie camp starts May 8th in Kamloops at Hillside. Tyler McLaren, president of the BCFC, thank you very much for joining us as well. This has been episode 1 of In the Zone.